Well, today we're going to be using a grapple for the first time. Our connectors finally came in, and we'll be able to see what all the hype's about. Be able to talk about some of the pros and cons, and finally get one more step further in getting our culvert in and getting the drainage solved. So let's get to it. Now, I do want to let you guys know, clearly I've built some stuff before. I'm not a master carpenter or anything like that, but that's not new to me. And I've acquired and collected a lot of stuff. Tractor stuff, I've never done this before. I wasn't raised around tractors. I never operated one. There's a lot of things in this channel that you'll see, like the grading. This is my first time. I have no experience. We're gonna put a culvert in? None. Like, we're fit-foing it. So just keep that in mind as you're watching, and would love to have any assistance, comments, anything that you guys can add value to me. I would appreciate it. These couplers are quite long. I think I should have got the 90-degree bend ones. Not too bad. And it's a good thing we've got a rag. Okay, so I gotta be careful on tilting it back, because that is like literally a sheet of paper in between. They're at an angle now, but I don't want to jack that up. I would bust a hydraulic hose. I think we'll get another bungee cord, wrap it around that so that the valves stay toward the back, and we'll be done. Let's go have some fun. So there's some pros and cons of this grapple right off the get-go after one use. I know that it was on a skid steer prior to this, and that's probably best where it's suited for. It's a pretty heavy piece. Overall, the functionality of it, like, I love it. It's just getting used to it. I mean, I'm going slow. I have some challenges with where the lines are and where the couplers ended up being once it's all the way tilted back. But beyond that, like, as long as I'm going slow and safe, like, I'm pretty content, and it's getting the job done. And not to mention, I'm on the lookout for a unidentified snake that I ruined his home, and he's probably pissed off at me. So I've got that going for me. But it also lets me know that in the big scheme of things, a grapple could be really useful, especially as I'm making piles of brush on this 10 acres, because I don't want to be down there moving it by hand and pissing him off face to face. Let's hope we don't find Mr. Snake again. All right, what could go right? So I've got the camera on some craziness. I'm gonna try this out first person, just kind of show the operations. This is a brush pile that I'm suspecting that the snake went into. And so I don't know why I'm messing with it, but why not? Seems like if I roll, because there's dirt on the bottom of this, seems like if I roll like this, I get a better grab of the stuff that's sticking out. I can see a lot of good uses for this. I want to find maybe one more example that it might be good. So at this point, I came back from lunch with a boost of energy and decided that I didn't want to leave the land the way it was, and I wanted to get the stumps out before I went on my trip. So I went ahead and did that. So it's hard to see right here, but there are 4 stumps that are in a weird triangle, and it's really hard for me to get the bucket in there and to try to dig it out. So that's why I'm using a combination between hand digging and tractor work, because if there was an easier way, I wouldn't be doing this way. I also ran into some heavy clay and had to pull the tractor back out, but it was well worth it to get these little 8 to 10, 12 inch stumps out. I was also lucky, but really concerned about running into copperhead Carl while I was down there digging, but it all worked out. And copperhead Carl, I think, has evicted himself and relocated. Well, what do I think? I think I need a grapple. I think I am going to get a lighter one, smaller one, so that I can move a little quicker with the tractor. I think that's important, and not to overload the tractor. The other thing is, you know, there's definitely a time and a place for it. We've got tons of trees. Probably half of what I used it for in this video is not how it should be used. But I was just trying out to see what the challenge is and what the problem was. You can get anything done almost with any equipment. It's just how much time is it going to take. So finding the balance between what's worth the time investment to use the piece of equipment for and what's not, like that matters. That's the whole point in getting different pieces of equipment. I will say I was pretty lucky that a buddy of mine left it here when he did some work on the property, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna use it. And he's like, I don't care. So the adapters, $55 spent, well worth it. And if you remember from other videos, I'm a one-man wrecking ball. And so things that are gonna save me time, trying to learn the lessons now as I start managing this property and transforming it into what it is, it's gonna save me time on the back end because there's only so many days of non-rain. Fall and spring are pretty heavy rain, and mini excavators and tractors, they sink and they cause ruts, and it sucks. So I didn't get everything post-produced before I had to leave for my trip, and so I'm trying to get it all done now. I want to say thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate you. If you could do me a favor and like, subscribe, comment, that's the best way to support us as we are trying to grow this channel. And remember, if somebody hasn't told you already this week, make the day you deserve. Couplers. Let's go see if we can get this grappling hook. It's not a grappling hook, it's just a grapple. How about that? Let's go see if we